Hey plant friends, welcome back to my channel, Planty Princess. My name is Ashley. Today I am finally ready to harvest some of the potatoes that I've been growing. If you saw that video, then you saw how I planted these potatoes. I planted two different kinds. What I'm going to harvest today is just one of the red Pontiac potatoes. I'm going to harvest it, see how it's doing, and then I'll decide whether I want to move forward and do the rest of them. The other variety I did plant was Yukon Golds, so of course they are a little bit different, but these take generally 80 to 100 days to be ready for harvest. We are at that 100th day, so I'm going to check them out and see what's going on. If you didn't see that video, I will link it up at the top, and you can see how I planted these potatoes, and you can also see how far they have come. So we're just going to kind of really just get in here, dig this up, pick out the potatoes. I'm going to dump all the soil in a bin below me, and then I will put the potatoes that we're harvesting right here in a strainer so that way I can wash them off. What is nice about growing your own fruits and vegetables is you can control like the kind of fertilizers you use, the stuff that goes on them. So these were grown with no pesticides, no harsh or synthetic fertilizers, so it definitely makes a difference in the way that the crop or the vegetable tastes. So these are the stems of the potatoes. They get super large, and then behind me I have my other three plants that are also really leafy, really big. Spider. And then inside you can see that we do have some potatoes poking up. There's one right here. There's another one down here. I don't know if you'll be able to see that one, but you can see them kind of still growing up. And I did mention that topping them off, like when we first started, the soil line was probably only to about right here, just a little bit above where the original potato pieces were planted. And topping them off as the stems were going up made it so that the potatoes would continue to grow all the way up. So rather than just having one layer of potatoes, there should be potatoes going up this whole grow bag. So let's start dumping this out and see what we got. I definitely feel potatoes in here, or roots or something. So I just kind of pulled a leaf out, which is probably not the way to go, but you can see here that this is the root of the plant, where also the root, which is the potato, grows off of. Let me just clean it up really quick so you can get a better look. So potatoes are actually the root of the plant. Of course, they do have actual feeder roots, which is what absorbs nutrients, water, all that good stuff. This one has one big potato that is definitely ready for harvest. It's a nice big size. I'm super excited about it because it's actually probably a little bit bigger than the red Pontiac potatoes that we originally cut up and planted. They were really small, probably like about this big. So if you see the difference, we definitely are up in size on what we're harvesting. Now, I don't know if this is going to work, but there are still some growing on here. As you can see right here, there's another one here. So I am, after I'm all done, going to put these back in the soil and see if they continue to grow. Again, I'm not sure if that will work or not, but we will give it a go. There's no reason to waste them if they still have roots on them and potential. So we'll see what happens. Now, some of the other potatoes in here are definitely a little bit smaller. They'd probably grow a little bit bigger if I left them to continue to grow. But red Pontiac potatoes in general are a smaller potato. So the fact that that one got so big is actually a good sign, I guess. Here's another one. Hold on, let me dump out some more soil. Oh my gosh. This is huge. I don't know if you'll be able to see it in there. This one all the way back here. That is freaking huge. So you see all these little ones here. Those, like, this is probably about the general size of a normal Pontiac potato. Size difference is crazy. This is huge. And the one inside the bag is even bigger yet. That is a big potato for a Pontiac potato. This is so exciting. So now these little ones, I could harvest them, or I could probably leave them growing. Like this little one here will probably grow a little bit bigger. So we're just going to go ahead and pick them. And then, like I said, I'll put the leaves and the roots back in and see if something else comes out of them. Maybe we'll leave the other 3 behind me growing a little longer. And at the end of summer and beginning of fall, we'll run through and pick them officially, see what happens. So I'm just going to pull these out and then I'll dig through the dirt. I think that will be the easiest way to do it. Maybe not. These are pretty stuck in here. I'm curious to see the bottom of the bag where the potatoes were that we originally planted. I want to see what they look like now. So I'm getting to some more potatoes here, which is really neat. And then you can see on this one here how it kind of, see you have another one starting here, which now it probably won't grow since I picked it off, but this was the starter of another leaflet branch or whatever they're called. Just saw one in here that I wanted to show you and I lost it. There it is. So here we have some more. It's another root that they're growing off of, and I just broke it. Great. It's like they're so fragile. So here's another one, another root. There's tiny little bumps that are still continuing to grow. So even though we do have a good amount that have grown so far, there's still a bunch in here that we're still working on growing. Now this is kind of neat. So we have like a mini one here. And then this one is like 2 that like bonded together, and then there's like the eye of these potatoes is where the plants like sprout from, and you can see on all the different eyes, all that yellow stuff, those are like leaves and roots starting to form for a new plant already. So this was the potato that grew, and it's already trying to grow more potatoes, which I think is really interesting. So go ahead and see what else we have in here. So I don't see any more actual potatoes on these leaves, but again, there are some running along the roots that are getting ready to grow. Like I can see them starting to form. So we'll set that aside. And I definitely want to get to the bottom of this bag. So I'm getting towards the bottom, and so far I don't see any of the potatoes I originally put in here. Like, where did they go? They were whole halves of potatoes. So this was the bottom of the bag, and it's just root, like, but I can see little potato skins, so it's almost like they kind of decomposed. and added some nutrients into the soil after they started growing. So that's all. We have all these stalks I'm going to replant up because there's still potatoes still growing on them. And then of course we have the few potatoes that we were able to harvest. So after 100 days of growing a red Pontiac potato plant, we have 3 decent sized ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6 tiny ones. So 100 days, 1 plant, 9 potatoes. So to feed a family, you would definitely need to have like 100 potato plants growing. But for a household, I think this was definitely very beneficial. Again, it was fun to grow them. I think it was more cost efficient. We were able to grow them more organically or naturally, I guess you could say, and control the pesticides, the fertilizer, and all that kinds of stuff to what we would prefer to have or not have growing on the foods that we are consuming. So this is definitely a fun experiment. I hope these videos encouraged you to try growing your own fruits or vegetables at home. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're interested in the content I provide. And as always, every plant's a princess. Bye!